Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom. It's your brother Joshua back with another quick coffee break, man, and a quick exhortation for the brothers and sisters in this truth, man, right? First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. That is to say, all praise to the Heavenly Father, whom the world calls God, and the name of his only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? And I believe that I titled this video, Are You Really Ready? Right? So the question is, and the reason why I'm asking this question is, are you really ready? It's because, as we know, we're living in the last days, of course, and time is running short, right? And there's really no more time to be playing around and acting as if nothing is going on, as if prophecy is not unfolding before your face, right? As if the Bible is not actually speaking, right, and coming into light, right, in these last days. And if you call yourself to be in the truth, you call yourself an Israelite, and you've been actually watching and occupying in these things, such as prophecy, right, and it actually in your scriptures, then you would understand what time you're actually living in, right? And the question still remains, are you really ready? And what do I mean by that? Are you ready for the persecution, right? Are you ready to go through the things that were written about aforetime, right, all the way to the ends of the earth? Are you ready to suffer the things that are coming upon the earth, right? That the righteous was made to suffer. Are you really ready for these things? That's the question, right? You call yourself a righteous man or a woman of the truth. You call yourself a true follower of Mashiach Yahushua, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Then guess what? There's something that comes with that, right? It's something called persecution, right? So let me get a precept real quick in the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 12, and it reads, Yea, and all that will live godly in a Mashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution, right? So if you call yourself following law, statutes, commandments, man, and keeping the faith of the Lord and following him wholeheartedly, then guess what? You're going to be a partaker of that persecution just as he did, right? The Lord has given you ample opportunity to understand the things that are coming on the earth and is coming for you. In order for you to get the kingdom, you're going to have to be tried. Your faith is going to be tried, right? It's not an easy or a light yoke to follow the Lord, right? He was persecuted. He was buffeted. He was hated. He went through many things. But guess what? You got to also. Right? So the Lord asked this question, right? Let me get the book of Sirach real quick. All right, the book of Ecclesiasticus. We're going to get the classic. All right? Shalakia. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, starting from the top. It says, My son, if thou wilt come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right? So that's it. Plain upon tables. If you come to serve the Lord, you have to prepare your soul for temptation. Right? And there's a time set on earth that the Lord said, this is the hour of temptation that's coming. Right? That is created for man on earth that's going to have to go through to truly be tested to see if you're a true follower of the Most High and a Mashiach Yahushua, right? A time where destruction is coming on the earth, a time of hatred, a time of war, right? A time of when Satan is going to try to deter you from the kingdom and keep you away from that tree of life, that everlasting rest, right? To see where you actually are in this walk, man. Right. And Christ, spoke about that long ago when the woman asked him, hey, can my sons follow you? And he said, look, you don't know what you're asking for, man. Right. Paraphrasing. Right. You really don't know what you're asking for. Right. Matter of fact, let me get that account. I don't want to paraphrase that. I want to make it plain upon tables, right? The book of Matthew, right? Chapter 20. And I'll start at verse 20. And it reads, then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, what wilt thou? Right. So he's asking the woman, what do you need? Right. And it says, she said unto him, grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on thy left in the kingdom. But Yahushua answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Right. So he's telling the lady, you don't know what you asking, man. Right. You're asking for your sons to be with me in the kingdom, but you really don't know what you're asking for. Right? Read on. And it says, ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? Right? So what is he saying? Are you able to go through that persecution that's coming to me? Right? The Son of Man understood that he was going to be hated, and he was hated of all people. Right? That he was going to have to suffer and be beaten, spit on, smote upon, talked about. Right? And hung on that cross, man, and die and suffer for his people, man. He understood that. So he was asking the question, are you able to drink of that cup that I'm giving? Right. So that's the point. Or are you able to go through these things that Christ went through? Right. Because the road to the kingdom is not going to be easy for you. It's not just going to be a path lighted and for you to walk through. And everything around you is total chaos, and you just walking through whistling and doing your own thing, man. That's not true. Right? Let me read on. Matter of fact, let me read verse 22 again. It says, but Yahushua answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? And they said unto him, we are able. Right. So once you sat down and you repented and you confess your sins before the Most High God, and you confess before him that you are able to follow him, that you want to follow him, and you start keeping those laws, statutes, and commandments, man, and you start eschewing the evil of the world, and you start separating yourself from this world, you basically signed on that dotted line that you are able and you're ready to suffer these persecutions, man. And that you want to do these things because you want to prove yourself worthy before Yahushua. Right? So that's what you're saying to the Most High. Hey, I'm able to do these things. I want to do these things, man. But you got to ask yourself, are you? Are you really ready to suffer the persecution that's coming? And I'm not talking about just somebody talking about you behind your back. No, we're talking about some of you might meet certain death. Some of you are going to be persecuted beyond measure, beaten, right? Ridiculed, reviled of all nations. Because the Lord said, my kingdom, right, is not an easy road, right? Let me get a precept real quick, right? Let me get this in the book of Acts. Right. Let's get another classic. Right. This is the book of Acts, chapter 14 and verse 22. And it reads, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. Right. So it says we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. So guess what? Tribulation is being hated, being tortured, right? Being smitten, being spit upon, being chased, right? Exile, even killed for the words of the Most High, man. So you got to ask yourself, man, in these last days, are you able to bear that? Because you got to understand that people don't see the truth that you're walking. A lot of people don't agree with the things that the Lord has said. A lot of people don't understand that salvation is of the Jews. It's of the Israelites. They don't believe that they are exiled or outside of the courts, rather, right, from the heavenly promises and the gifts that are given to you. They don't want to hear that. They've been indoctrinated with false equivalent, the scriptures saying that, hey, God loves everybody, right? They see the way you walk and they see the way you do things, right? The fringes you wear, the high holy days you keep, all these things, man, and they see those things. They want to partake in those things. They want to be like you. But they hate everything that you do because it's contrary to what they do. And they understand that, hey, guess what? I'm not a part of that. So guess what? I'm going to hate you. I'm going to come down on you for these things, man. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand that, hey, once you sign that dotted line, this is what you signed up for, man, to be hated. And people are going to come against you in every angle, right? Let me get a precept real quick. Because all these things are going to happen because people are going to come out of their natural state as the world wax worse, right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Meaning there's no more, it's not going to be any more sympathy, right? There's no more love coming, right? The eye is evil towards your brother is going to increase in these last days, man. And not only from those that are outside in the world, right, of these other nations, but the harsh truth and the reality is a lot of that hatred is going to come from those that are right next to you, man, in your own households, right? A lot of that hatred and misunderstanding is going to come from those that are in your own household. Because the truth of the matter is the Most High doesn't want everybody. And as soon as you enter into this truth and you understand that, that's what comes with it. The understanding of, hey, man, my mother might not get to go. My brother might not get to go to the kingdom, right? And they might start hating me for the things that I am doing and me following the Lord in sincerity and truth, and not as a so-called Christian in Christianity, but a true follower of Christ, right? That the people of my own household might become my own enemies, man. This is what comes with this walk. Are you ready for that? Right? Let's get a precept. Let's get the book, right? Of Matthew. Let's stay in Matthew. Let's go to the book of Matthew chapter 10, right? And verse number, I'm going to start at 34, and it reads, think not that I have come to send peace on earth. I've come not to send peace, but a sword. And this is whom you will call Jesus Christ talking, Amashiach Yahushua. He said, think not that I've come to send peace on earth. I've come not to send peace, but a sword. What does that sword represent? Destruction, division, right? And he says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Foes, meaning enemies, right? Your ops, right, are going to be those people that you share a household with, or just those that are in your family, right? Your blood, those that say they love you. These are going to become your enemies, man. and you're going to be hated by these people. Are you ready for that? That's one part of a persecution that's coming, and that's a small thing. That's what's coming. And some of you may be, dealing with those experiences right now. Your family talking about you behind your back saying, well, hey, so-and-so's in a cult. So-and-so believe in that wicked Israelite mess, man. You know what I'm saying? So-and-so don't even eat pork no more. Don't even, got the nerve not to celebrate birthdays with us. Didn't even tell me happy Mother's Day or happy Father's Day or happy birthday. You might be getting that, but that's a light affliction. But actually being hated, right, and destroyed by your family members. But Amashiach Yahushua had told you before, don't worry about these things of being hated, because guess what? They also hated me first. So if you follow me, they're also going to hate you. There was a warning that comes with that, right? Let's get that in the book of John real quick. All right. The book of John, right? Chapter 15. And I'll start at verse 18, and it reads, if the world hate you, know that it hated me before it hated you. And if ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Right? So let's understand that. Verse 18 says, if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me first. So what happened to Christ? Christ was walking around telling them that he was the Son of Man, right? He was the Son of God. He's coming to heal people. He's confounding, the chief priests, the elders, right? Doing all these miracles and saying he's the Son of God. He was hated. They killed him for these things, man. He was preaching that salvation is coming for the Jews, man. For the Israelites. It wasn't for everybody. He was hated. Like they say in the world, America's Most Wanted, he was the world's most wanted, man. This is who you choose to follow after. Right? And you separate yourself from the world by not celebrating holidays, by not following after a multitude to do evil. You're not clubbing anymore. You're not drinking, smoking, fornicating, doing all this wickedness. And guess what? The world looks at you and they see you as you feel like you're holier than thou. You think you're better than them, right? You choose not to do those things because you're different. And they hate you for it, right? That's why verse 19 says, if you were of the world would love his own. So if you were doing these things, celebrating Christmas, birthdays, and all these certain things, man, and if you were of the world, it says the world would love his own. So you would have many friends. Your family would love you. Every time something pop up, your people will call you on the phone. Hey, we about to light up the grill for Labor Day. So-and-so finna pop off, man. We finna do this. We finna do that. We finna come over to grandma's house, man, and open up the presents under the Christmas tree. Eat this good old glazed ham. You would have all kind of love, man. Your phone be ringing nonstop, man. Text messages coming in, man. People hanging out over your house all the time, kicking it with you. But it says, because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore, the world hated you. That's why your friends are gone. That's why your family is away from you, man. They don't mess with you like you used to, man. That's why people look at you crazy, man. Because they think you weird, man. That's a form of persecution, man. But like I said, that is a small form of persecution, man. It's going to come to the point to where those that are once close to you, that share the same blood as you, are going to give you up, even unto death. Are you ready for that? Right? This is what you signed up for. Those that you used to take baths with when you was little children, you slept at this end of the bed and they slept at that end of the bed and you got up and watched Saturday morning cartoons with and you ate bowls of cereal with, that very same individual is going to give you up because they choose not to follow Yahweh Shai, man. And he said, because of that, the love of many are going to wax cold. So once again, the question is, are you ready for that in these last days? Can you withstand that? Do you want to continue to follow Yahweh Shai into the kingdom? Because this is what's coming. Right? Let's get a precept. Let's go to the book of John. Right? Chapter 21 and verse number, let's go, matter of fact, let's go to John 16. This is the book of John, chapter 16 and verse number 2. It says, they shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that they doeth the Most High's will, man. Right? I'm going to read that again. Right? It says, this is John 16 and 2. They that put you out of the synagogue, Shalakia, yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that they do God's service, right? So this is what your family is going to do. Your family is going to deliver you up. These other nations are going to deliver you up, man. And they're going to try to kill you. Set you up before leaders and judges and kings and speak against you. Wicked things. Right? Because they have already consented to this world. So guess what? Hey, man, now they're going to try to get you to go off and consent to this world. And when you don't, right? And when they come looking for you and saying, hey, where is so-and-so? We know they're a Hebrew Israelite, right? We know that that's your family. Give them up or I'm going to get you. Or they might try to offer them some money or some deal, right? And they're going to give you up, man. And they're going to feel at the same time when they give you up for you to be destroyed. They think that they're doing God's service. They think that they're putting you to death because the Most High has sent them to do so. They feel like you're doing something evil. This is what's coming on earth, man. Your family's going to give you up. Right? Let me get that precept because that's not the one I wanted. Right? Let me get that in the book. That's a good precept, though. Right? Let me get that in the book of John, right? Chapter 10 and verse number, let's see. John chapter 10 and verse 21, I believe. Or Salakia, Matthew 10 and 21. Salakia, let me get that real quick. Matthew 10 and 21. Right? Let me get there. Matthew 10 and verse number 21. And it reads, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Right? So you're going to be given up by your brother, right? You're going to be given up by your father. And if you're a child living in a house with your parents and you're trying to follow the Lord and they're not allowing it and they hate what you're doing, and when that time comes, right, they're going to deliver you up before kings and rulers to have you killed, man. Those that have raised you, fed you all your life, clothed you. When you were sick, made sure you was okay, took you to the doctor. They're going to destroy you. And they're going to think that they're doing it for the Most High God, man. Right? They're going to give you over to these authority figures, man, and they're going to come round you up, man, and they're going to toss you into prison, man. where you're going to have to be interrogated, right, and persecuted, and in some cases, tortured. Right? Let's get the precept real quick. Let's get the precept of Luke chapter 21. Right? Let's go into the Bible, let the Bible speak, right? Let's do Luke chapter 21 and verse 16, right? And it reads, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends. Some of you they shall cause to be put to death, right? That's playing upon tables, man. They gonna put you to death, man, in these days, man. Right? They're gonna put you to death, and they're gonna deliver you up to the authority figures to get you cast into prison, man. Right? So let's get that real quick. Right? I wanted that precept. I'm gonna go to Revelation real quick. Right? The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 10, and it reads, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and that ye shall have tribulation 10 days. But be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. Right? So you're going to be tried, man. When your family casts you into prison, they get you delivered up and you get cast into prison, man. Satan, man, these other nations, they're going to try you. Meaning they might tie you up to the wall, man, and spray you with that heavy water hose, man, waterboard you, man. Put that wet towel over your face and pour the water over you, man. Drown you for a little bit, man, and till you renounce your God. Right? You better eat this pork, man. Right? Take this money and renounce your God, man, and I'll let you go. Right? Give up the rest of your family and I'll let you go. Right? Say that you don't love God and I'll let you go. They chopping off your fingers, your toes, your feet. They hitting your knees with hammers. They laughing, they spitting at you, they slapping you. This is the persecution you signed up for. Are you ready for that? You know, your wife might be crying and, you know, they come in and kick in the door and say, where's so-and-so at? Right? You come out the back, what's going on? And they snatch up your baby out your wife's hand, man, and they put the gun to his head and say, you better renounce the Most High, man, or I'm going to blow your baby's head off. What you going to do? Are you going to say, hey, man, all right, I give up, man. I don't know the Lord. I was just doing something. Or are you going to continue to serve the Most High God, man, in those days? These are the persecutions that are coming to this earth, to those that follow Yahweh Shai. These are the things that are waiting for you in order for you to enter into the kingdom of heaven, man. Right? Let me get that back in Acts one more time, man. Right? Because that needs to be understood, man. This is the book of Acts, chapter 14 and verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So through much tribulation, much trouble, much anger, and even death, you're going to enter into the kingdom of the Most High, man. Right? You might hear that the persecution is coming down. You might hear that, hey, man, martial law has been kicked off. Hey, man, all these people are coming in to looking for the saints, man. They coming to beat down doors, man. Guess what? You might have to get up out of there, man. You might have to go live in the wilderness for some time, man, hiding out. You ready for that? Because the Lord said that's coming on the earth, man. That's a part of your persecution. You ready for that? Right? Let's prove that, man. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras real quick. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, right? And verse number 40. And it reads, O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Right? So in that time, you're going to be like a pilgrim on the earth, man. You're going to be on the move. You ain't going to be able to go to McDonald's, man, and get your little Happy Meal, man. You ain't going to be able to be sitting on your couch chilling and hanging out, man, and drinking cold water with ice in it, man. You're going to be somewhere in the wilderness, man, trying to make you a fire, man. You hear a stick crack in the distance, man, and you jumping up, you looking around. What's going on? Your baby crying, and you shh. You trying to hold your baby down. And then you hear them hounds in the distance barking and howling in the distance and sniffing and trying to find you, man. And you got to hurry up and pack up and get on down, man. And all you got is what you got on your back, your clothes that you've been wearing for 3 weeks straight, man. You ain't ate for, 5 days. Your flesh is weak. Your mind is going crazy, man. Right? Your wife is crying and complaining. She don't know what's going on. Her feet hurt. Your children keep running and they falling and slipping. You got to run back and pick them up and let's go. You want to move. That's what's coming on the earth. That's part of the persecution. This is what you signed on the dotted line for. Are you ready for that? It's coming. Because we say that all the time, man. Hey, man, I can't wait till Mashiach Yahushua come, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, when all hell break loose, man, hey, it's going down. We say that because we in our comfort, man. We cool right now. Ain't nothing happening. But are you really ready for these things, man? Because when that trumpet sound, man, or you hear that air raid siren going off, or they start coming after you, man, and you really not, hey, you ain't got time to think, man. You ain't got time to go get a bug out bag. Hey, man, I need, these Band-Aids. Okay, let me get that peroxide. Damn, let me get that's the antibiotics. Baby, you see that knife I had under there? Hey, go in the closet, go grab that for me. You ain't gonna have time for that, man. You gonna be on the move, man. You're not going to have time to think because you know they're coming for you. We want those Negroes in fringes, man. We want those that claim that they love the Most High God. We want them. Right? Let's get this in the book of Matthew real quick. Right? The book of Matthew chapter 24. Right? Salakia 24 and 17, right? And it reads, let him which is on the housetop not come down and take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to his clothes, man. Right? You're not going to have time to go down there and wrap up your PlayStation 5 or whatever you got, man. Hey, man, throw me that controller over there, man. I need that. Toss that in the bag, man. Right? You ain't going to have time for that, man. Hold on. Let me warm up this burrito real quick before we get out, man. I'm kind of hungry. No, man. He said, let him which is on the rooftop not come down and take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back and take his clothes. Because soon as that happens, man, you're going to be straight road runner. You got to get up out of there, man. Because they're going to come down with great wrath. Satan, the so-called white man, right? And these other nations, they coming down because they know they have a short time. And they coming for you, right? To destroy you. Are you ready for that? Are you really ready for that, man? Right? Let's get another precept real quick. We'll get a couple more, man. I'm gonna close it out, right? Just the book of 2nd Esdras real quick. Right? Let's go to 16. right? This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, and I'm going to start at verse 70, and it reads, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Right? The insurrection, man, it's going to be destruction, man, everywhere, man. Right? Let me get the definition of insurrection real quick. Right? Let's see. Right? Bear with me real quick. Right? Let's see. The definition of, let's see, insurrection. Let's see what it says. Right? This is the definition of insurrection, and it says a violent uprising against an authority or government. The insurrection was savagely put down, right? So it says a violently uprising, man. That's an insurrection, a violent uprising, man. That's what's coming, right? I'm going to read verse 70 again. It says, "For there shall be in every place, in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord," right? So it's going to be a violent uprising against the saints of the Most High, man, right? And it says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord," right? So you're going to see UN soldiers, hey, marching down the street, man. You're going to see martial law being declared, man. Tanks rolling down the street, man. Army vehicles, man. Right? Police officers, right? Regular Edomites and other nations in regular clothes, man, with pitchforks and fire and things like that, man, coming against the servants of the Lord with a violent overthrow, a violent uprising coming against you because you fear the Lord. What's fearing the Lord? You keep his commandments and the faith of a Mashiach Yahushua, man. That's fearing the Lord, man. You a commandment keeping, faith having Israelite. That's how you fear the Lord. And they coming for you. Right? And it says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are the chosen," right? Salakia says, "Then shall they be known who is my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire," right? So there comes that hour of temptation, man. You're going to be tried as gold in the fire. How do you make gold pure? When you take it from the earth, you got to put it in the fire, man, to take out them impurities, man. You got to test that thing, man. Right? The Lord is going to put you through that fire, man, that test, that trial. You might be tortured. And that's a crazy thing to think about, man. Things that you see on TV, man. Right? People being hung up and strung out on the walls, man, with chains and rusty, nasty nails and, dark dungeons and rats running over your feet, smelling like piss and oil, right? The man got electrode and he's sticking it in your stomach and shocking you. You've been up there for 2 or 3 days without no sleep. You trying to fall asleep, and every time you fall asleep, shocking you, wake you back up. These things are coming, man. Are you ready? Right? Let's get an example, man. We got to get an ultimate example of this, right? We got to go to the book of Maccabees, man. Right? We got to go to the book of Maccabees, man. This is a mighty account, man. Right? Let's go into it. Right? This is the book of Maccabees, man. This is about the Maccabean brothers, man, and their mother, man. Mighty servants of the Most High, man, that refused to bow down to the will, man, of these other nations, man, and renounce the Most High God, man, and not eat that nasty pork, man. Some of you damn Israelites, man, soon as you see that knife come out on that table, man, hey, I'll eat the pork. Give me the ham hocks, man. Let me get them chitlin. I want some of that bacon. Go ahead and fry my bacon up extra crispy, man. I like it like that, man. Go put it on that burger, man. I'll eat it. Some of you gonna do that, man. Nah, don't torture me. I'm good. Some of y'all going to eat it, man. Some of y'all going to renounce the Most High, man. Some of y'all going to give up your brother because of fear. Right? Let's get into it, man. I'm going to read a little bit down. I don't want to read this whole account because, man, this is mighty. Right? I'm going to read some of it, though, right? I'm going to start from the top. This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 1. It says, "It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh." Right? "And were tormented with scourges and whips." Right? So the king, hey man, compelled them to eat swine's flesh. And as we know, as Israelites, man, that's a sin. It's wicked to taste or eat anything unclean. And the swine, the pig, is unclean, man. You can't even touch the dead carcass, man. But they were compelled to do this, man. And they were scourged, right? Being beaten with whips, right? Verse 2, it says, "But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than transgress the laws of our fathers," man. So them brothers was ready to die, man. Are you ready? Right? It says, "Then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body, and rest of his brethren, and his mother looking on." So, man, look, the oldest brother, man, spoke up, man. What y'all want, man? We not transgressing the laws of our fathers, man. We not eating that nasty pork. And the king was upset, man, enraged. The Lord said the devil is coming down with great wrath. He's going to be enraged. And he said, guess what, man? Cut that man's tongue out, man. And cut some pieces off of his body, man, making an example. And his brothers and his mother was forced to look on while this happened, man. Right? And it says, "Now when he was thus maimed in all the members, he commanded him, being yet alive." He was still alive, going through all these things, man. Right? He said, "to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan." You got to think about that, man. A big old pan, heated and fried. You know, to toss you into that pan and fry you like a piece of turkey, man, or something. This was commanded of the king, man. Are you ready for that? These things are coming on this earth. This is not a movie. This is not false. This is not fantasy. This is coming. Are you ready? Right? And it says, to be fried in the pan, and as the vapor of the pan was for a good space despaired, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus. So their mother was telling them, hey, man, look, we got to exhort one another in this thing, man. Die like a man. Because we're not going to transgress the laws of our Father. Will you? Right? I'm going to read a little more. It says, "The Lord God looketh upon us, and in truth have comfort in us, as Moses, the song which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead after this manner, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off his skin of his head with the hair," that's the persecution coming. That's the torture coming. They pulled off the skin. They scalped the man's head. Right? They asked him, "Wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body?" But he answered in his own language and said, no. Man. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. So I'm going to rest there, man. You get the picture, man. Right? Our forefathers were soldiers. They wanted to keep the laws of the Most High God. And they were willing to die for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. They were willing to give their lives, right, for their God, man, and not transgress the law of their forefathers, man. But are you ready for that? Are you? You got to ask yourself that, man. You literally might be put to death for serving the Lord, man. All right, let me get one more precept, man. I'm going to close it out, man. Let's go to the book of Revelation real quick. All right. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 9. And it reads, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Lord, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on the earth? And Slakia. I'm going to read verse 10 again. It says, and they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. Right? So some of you Israelites, man, going to have to be put to death, right, for the words of the Most High God, man, for following his laws, statutes, commandments, man, for being righteous men and women and walking after the ways of our forefathers, man. Are you ready for that? Now you have to constantly set your heart aright, man, and endure these times, right? And get ready for the battles that are coming. Continue to follow the Most High God, man, and do his will, because persecution is coming, man. And if you want to be saved out of this place, man, and also hidden from said perils, keep following the commandments of the Most High God, man. Because this might not necessarily be your lot, but it could be. So you got to get your mind right and ask yourself, are you actually ready to go through the persecution that Yahushua went through, man? Right? Let me get this last precept and I'm going to close it out. Right? This is the book of Joshua. Right? Chapter 24, verse 15, it says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we are going to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. But with that, I'm going to say all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and Shalom.